welcome, you guys. 'Cause I feel like I had y'all over these paused on Facebook for a little minute. Shade, shade, shade. Oh, she cute. Shade, shade. Yes, yes, hunty. And now see. I'll keep those close though I may need them. And let's see how this is gonna do. I may have to move the camera. I just don't like it's reclined, whether I recline or not in this. But it just goes back so far. But just, and I don't like that my feet are, I said I was gonna get my pillow and put it behind my back. And as a matter of fact, to be exact, give me a few split seconds, I'll be right back. Boop! Here she goes. Okay, I think, okay. Okay. Now let's, okay, come from under me. Well, we're gonna get it to go. So when I go back, I won't be back. Cause I need, yeah, much better, cause my baby got on me today. And I have been getting on myself because I know I have midsection. So when I'm sitting all the way back, all of my midsection just be like, it's a work in progress. When I'm sitting up with better posture, which the recliner is not meant for that. Welcome, y'all. Welcome, y'all. This is Sylvie, Sylvie414, and I is Sylvie, your rough edge lady, bringing you that 414, that one in the middle, just a little bit of balance. People just be wanting people to just want to see it from both sides, you guys. Is oils. That is, I promise, that is very much oils. Just trying to see things from both sides. You know, trying to take the emotions out of it, because what we gonna talk about, I talked about, I think 2 nights ago I went live. Y'all, I apologize. Before I go any further, the goal is engaged daily. I was already thrown off. I said that when I came live Monday night going into Tuesday. I was thrown off Sunday morning, so I didn't come live Sunday night. Like, that would be my Monday. You know, I had to think about this as if it was a overnight job. Sunday night would be my Monday, and I didn't think about that until Sunday during the day, and people was like, okay, Lord, you know. But last night, we had a power outage. Like, man, yours. I was prepared. Not only was I preparing to come live, I was preparing to be all the way right, which I am not tonight. I just have on some eyelashes and some highlighter and some lip dip. But I was preparing to sit here with my YouTube video, beat my face. My eyelashes out of whack. I think it's just not on. It's not on right. Cause I was trying to be at the last minute. That's what's wrong with it. I thought it was messed up, but it's just not on right. I was trying to do it in here. No bueno with the phone. No bueno. As soon as I laid that joke on my I ran in the bathroom like, no, I can't do this without real light, bathroom light, and bathroom mirror. No phone, no phone. But anywho, last night I was in the shower preparing to come live. So I'm washing my face. So you got the soap in on your eyelids. So nobody wants to open their eyelids with soap in them. All right. So my eyelids are very much closed. It is very much dark in there, you know. And so I rinse my face and I open my eyelids and it is very much still dark in there, you know? And I'm like, what the heck is going on, Lord? So I had to turn around because I keep my door open in the bathroom. I had to turn around, peep out the shower to see that there was darkness throughout the house. And that's what let me know, okay, the lights are off. Well, what in the world? So I'm sitting here. Y'all know, I won't say I'm in a situation. I'm letting the God have its way. I am letting the God have its way. So right now my finances is challenged. I was blessed to be able to do home internet, but even my phone bill is being paid for. So howsoever when that home internet is gone, all I got on my phone is 5 gigs. And I was able to watch some content last night, so it wasn't far that the 5 gigs was gonna go for me to be able to come live. And who was gonna come live with no light, like the flashlight of this phone to put on my face? Now, don't you get a sister wrong with that either, because people's have come live by flashlight. Don't even ever get it twisted, because when I say I have been on a journey to become faithful. That's why I say I don't call my stuff challenges. I just call it just allowing the God to have its way with this. So I'm sitting around, running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to find something with my electric bill company, because I don't have it, and I need to, now that I'm saying that I can't do it now, but I have to remember to program the number in my phone, because I was looking for it, could not find a piece of paper with that number on it. I really think that I was just overlooking it, because I really believe I saw paperwork with my lease and stuff that had my electric bill company name on it, but I really believe that there was paperwork in there that had a telephone number for them as well. And I wasn't hysterical, but I was a little frustrated because I'm like, oh man, why is my lights out? So I wasn't able to find it. So I came in here and I sat down. Just my thing about the God, my belief is that the God is allowing me to go through a real test of patience, because patience is something that I deal with. Many of us, I believe, deal with patience. Many of us deal with patience. But I know that I ask God to, help me with patience. As a matter of fact, I asked God, and I've said this up here before, I asked God to give me the patience of Job. Be careful what you ask for. You want to know how many years that was ago? It was post 2015. I'll say that because I don't feel like doing the calculations. It was pre 2016. So that was a lot of years ago that the God and myself had that conversation. So while I'm sitting in here, just allowing myself to stay on top of my patience, not to mention that I got a number, looking at some of my videos, they had the same amount of views right on top of each other. Generally, when that happens, I go and look those numbers up. If it's the same amount of views right there together, I go look those numbers up. So I looked that number up, and one of the things that it said when I looked up the angel number portion of it was, don't get negative. You got to do away with that negative. You got to do away with that anger. And I said, Lord, you is talking to your baby. So that is what I have been working on at this particular point. Okay. that mirror is gonna be my next project, y'all. Cause I just looked back because I thought I had my window up, but I'm like, that's low from a window. My shades. But I'm going to play with it and make it a project before I put it up. So once it's done, I will put it up. But yeah, let's see. Where was it going else? Oh, so as I was sitting here being patient, um, the God allowed some people to walk by my window, and my windows are not up, mind you. Walked by my window, and I heard them say they said something's going on with the city. So I said, okay, it's definitely a power outage. So at that point, I just went in there and laid on down. Like I said, I couldn't get ready in the dark. I couldn't do anything that I needed to do in the dark, and that was in like 10:30 when I started getting ready. When I say I promise you I'm not bragging on me. I don't have nowhere to brag because I don't even have on most of the makeup that I will put on tonight, and I could have. But I was done with my shower in time enough to put that YouTube video on and have at following it to do my makeup. And the lights went out. Now, mind you, the lights were back on by 12:15. But at that point, I was like, God, I believe that you gave me rest when the lights went out. I was watching the podcast about what we're going to talk about. The last time I came live, I did go into the Willie D and Boyce Watkins. I did have one of my commenters, one of you guys, came on and were saying that you didn't like Corey Holcomb, and I definitely said um, what you said could possibly be true. The things that she said could possibly be true. But in this case, Corey Holcomb was minding his business. Black Cherry. I'm not saying it's always going to be Stella Rose, but generally it's Stella Rose and water, which I probably should have drunk before I drank the Black Cherry, as a matter of fact. Excuse me. And y'all, before I even drink my water, I hope y'all done had a fantastic day. I apologize, I didn't say that. I got the blabbing off at the mouth. Thank y'all for coming to check me out. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like, share, subscribe. Y'all, look, thank y'all. That's all I can say. Thank y'all. Cause YouTube, y'all coming through. Like y'all coming through. Like I was telling my people, I have had, since I'm watching myself grow organically, I have had growth spurts. But when I say my growth spurts have not been any more than, with the exception of what Michi offered by sending her people, and what the Night and Day guys offered by sending their people. On my own, my growth spurts have been maybe 7 subscribers at the most at one time. And I calculate that in maybe the span of a week. I'm at like 20 in this last week, 20 new subscribers, and I thank every last one of you for subscribing. I thank every last person who has ever subscribed, who stays subscribed, because you feel like the content that I bring is relevant enough. So like, I appreciate y'all. I really do. Like, I really do. So yeah. So the content that I was watching, because we're going to go ahead and talk about that first, and we're going to segue into, based off of what was something that was said at the end, we're going to segue into the rest of the content. And I decided to really kind of leave the rest of the last video uncut, because we're going to talk about Boyce, and I did post some videos about Boyce and Boyce Watkins and Corey Holcomb. But last night, they went live with Willie D. That's where all of this started. All of this started on Willie D's Instagram page. Now, last night, excuse me, 2 nights ago when I went live, I stated Corey Holcomb was not messing with Boyce Watkins. I stated I believe Boyce Watkins wanted smoke when he made that comment. I stated, based off of both the video that Corey Holcomb showed and the picture, they look suspect. They look suspect. Not only did I state that, and it wasn't because that's what Corey Holcomb brought the pictures and the video for, because his podcast stated that as well. But you have to understand, they went and got those pictures off the internet, which means they were already on the internet. That's one thing Corey Holcomb kept saying tonight. I'm going to jump ahead on that. That's one thing Corey Holcomb kept giving way to. And he said it, I want to say he said it while he was displaying the video. Like, if it's on the internet, it's public knowledge. And I said that in my video. I believe that. If it's on, excuse me, not public knowledge, but, fair game. I used to tell my baby girl all the time, because she used to be upset that somebody comment on her post. I'm like, it's on public social media, baby. What they supposed to do? They supposed to bypass it because you don't want them to comment? They don't even know you don't want them to comment. You ain't put nowhere on the post. Don't comment on this. You ain't put nowhere up there. And even if you did, that probably would make somebody like me, and I ain't even trying to be funny, because I ain't walking around commenting on everything. But if it were a post that I deemed necessary, that my spirit pulled me into wanting to comment on, or feeling the necessity to comment on, and that person said, don't comment, it would be very, very, the God would have to stop me from commenting at that point. I'm only being real. So on public social media. And when Corey Holcomb got the picture of Willie D and Boyce Watkins and his wife, it was labeled. Corey Holcomb's podcast didn't label it. It was already labeled, which means someone else on the internet found that very suspicious, in my Umar Johnson voice, and that was nowhere near close, but I watch Night and Day. They just But into who? So he said all the way through that they were jokes. He basically stood 10 toes down, and he said whatever he say. When he made the comment about his daughter's mother, he said whatever he says, he's gonna stand 10 toes down. He still stood 10 toes down on it. He didn't say anything different. Corey Holcomb didn't say anything different than he had been saying. Welcome, 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 you guys. He didn't say anything different than he had been saying. He said the picture didn't look good. Everybody, his partner said Willie D looked like the groom, Boyce looked like the daddy. You can go look at the podcast and see that for yourself. 5150. And you probably could see that on Do Better Podcast. I think Do Better Podcast showed a portion of the 5150 that they were saying that. I think that was who I was watching. I watched a couple of people talk about it. But immediately after, it's in my video last night, customer service, and y'all, I apologize because my intention was to go in and timestamp and come back and let y'all know where you could find it. But I can tell y'all that it is around the 1 hour mark. It's around the 1 hour mark, so you can fast forward through the video until you see me holding up the phone screen, because I just, you know, I don't have that capability yet, so I have to use my goods, you know. And you can judge for yourself, you know. But they went in and labeled it. There was literally no space between her and Willie D, and all the space between her and her new husband. All the space. So much that when I sent it to my cousin immediately after he, Corey's partner had said what he said, when I sent it to my cousin, she said she didn't even know who Willie D was. She said, well, it looks like the her and that one are the groom, and the wife and the husband and wife. And it looks like that one's walking her down the aisle as her dad. I said, that's exactly what Corey Holcomb's partner said. It just doesn't look good. These are just what our eyes see. And I already told y'all the people's like to speculate, and it got put online. I don't know who put it online. I don't know if Boyce Watkins and Alicia Watkins put it online. I don't know if Willie D put it online. I don't know who put the picture online, but the picture is online. And let me tell you, because I just want to give my opinions. Let me say first and foremost, because I put it on my community page, that I was going to go ahead and post, because I really didn't want to post nothing, because I was like, well, dang, they done came up here talking about de-escalation. But I didn't get to go live last night. And even if I would have went live last night, I did not get a chance to watch all. I would not have gotten a chance to watch it all by the time that I saw that they went live. So I really felt like that was a chance to give me to watch it. Because not only did I watch it, I went back and watched it and time-stamped it. And I'm not going to play the videos, but I am going to go in and speak about what they spoke about and around the timestamp. So that way, if y'all want to go and watch it, y'all can. Excuse me, y'all. A little bit tired. I didn't take a nap today, and I'm trying to get in this habit of taking a nap. My people tell me take a nap, and I was like, look, I was sitting here holding my phone, fell asleep with the phone, and got up and just started doing again. Can't do that. Got to fit that nap in. Had a very diligent day. Don't get me wrong. I got some things and stuff done. I did not get all of my steps in today. I got probably close to 6,000 steps in, so I didn't get all 10,000. I was a little disappointed with that, but it's all good. It's all good. And I got, I didn't get all of my exercise in today either. Yeah, y'all, my puppy got cancer. And we done had her since like 2009. And they saying that it's a high, she has the highest stage, she has a sarcoma, and she has the highest stage, which means she's more likely to be susceptible to it returning or it spreading. So my babies are working on getting an ultrasound so that they can see has it spread. That give me a headache. But yeah, if y'all want to go watch those videos from my live that's titled The Audacity, the customer is always right. Catch it about the hour mark, somewhere around the hour-ish mark. Last night's was a little longer. The goal is to keep it to a minimum. And last night was a little long. I mean, last time I went live was a little longer. I'm gonna go ahead and Try to make this as quick as possible. Let's see here. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, I'm just going to talk about the things that were talked about. I'm going to let you know the timestamp if you want to go to the Willie D Live page and check out the video, subscribe to them or what have you. Okay, let me go backwards for a little bit. So, like I said, this started on Willie D's page. Willie D said that he left it up there because he does not like to censor people on his page, especially his friends. Doesn't want to censor them. So he left Boyce Watkins' post up there. Corey Holcomb sees the post. Corey Holcomb says nothing on the post, I'm going to assume. I don't think there was anything said in response to the post on the actual post. But Corey Holcomb speaks on it on his page. And that's when he referenced the engagement video. Still not censoring. Still staying out of it. When he references the engagement video, I just told my baby what the engagement video looked like. I ain't even pull it out. And it was like, when he got down on his knees, she said, "Oh, boys." And when he pulled out the ring, she said, "Boys, you are something." It is no more excitement than I'm giving y'all. Like, he's been wanting to be married to this woman for 25 years, has been in the friend zone out of his own mouth for 25 years, and told her that day that while he was crying that was something he wanted to do for 25 years, and he got a, "Oh, boys, you are something." I'm just telling y'all what the video said. It was still a neutral fight at that point. So Boyce comes out because he and Alicia discussed that, they said that she didn't look like she wanted to marry him. She looked like she had went and had babies with, you go watch Corey Holcomb, when it looked like she had babies with the last dude and caught Boyce because he couldn't handle babies no more. She couldn't handle babies no more. So, like, I'm going to go ahead on and do this now. I said in my video, it just looked like she was like, okay, then I'm going to do this. I'm going to just go ahead on and do it. He been at me for so long, I'm going to just go ahead on and do it. Me telling my baby the story, that's what she got from it when I was telling her the story. See, because we're going to get to the end and we're going to stick a... hold that. Come on, fine. It seems to be for... Oh, Lord. Oh, hold up. It's an email. I was trying to go in and copy it, my clown tail. I was trying to go in and tap so that I can add what I needed, add the text that I needed to add, because I'm a clown. Give me a minute, y'all. Oh, okay, I'll be thinking this is my iPhone. People get frustrated with themselves. Okay, so no smoke, no interference. Boyce comes back, he makes his video, he refers to Corey Holcomb. One name that I remember very vividly because I began a few years back, several years back, to begin to call people clowns in the best way. Won't even call them clown in the worst way. I won't call you it. I'll call you bozo. And bozo is somebody that every child that I knew wanted to see bozo. He was funny. He was a clown. But when you're in the heat of something and you're calling, you refer to his profession, and then you call him a clown. Because he's a comedian, he has to be a clown. I'm saying that because the men that I called that, one of them was my brother and one of them was a very dear friend. And I want to say there were other men that did not like me calling them clowns. And I had to let them know I was coming from the greatest place. It took a lot, and for them to know that they was dealing with somebody that they loved that was very, very stubborn, and she wasn't going to stop. And so they just allowed it. But Boyce Watkins did not know Corey Holcomb. He not only did he not know him, he didn't like him, and you called him a clown because he's a comedian. You called him not a man, basically, because because street nigga. Yeah, you called yourself a man, and you called him that. Like I can go on with the things that he said when he came back, based off of how he felt about him coming at that video, and also said that you would not dare propose to somebody that you didn't know was going to say yes. And I thought that that was kind of odd, because people get told no to their proposals. I would say a lot. I don't know the stats, but I would say enough. It's people that don't always get told yes to their proposal. So did they ask and the person told them, I'm going to tell you yeah, and then they changed their mind at the proposal? Or I don't know what else to even put there. Because it's people that get told no to a proposal. So when he goes and he makes that video about the video, just like I said in the beginning, I don't know that you was ready, and that's what makes me feel like, and I'm going to say this before I go any further. I can appreciate that they got up there to de-escalate. But Corey was called to de-escalate. Corey didn't call nobody to de-escalate, is all I'm saying. Corey didn't call. Corey was good, because Corey was responding as a comedian would, as so many of these, just like I said with the whole Angela and Michi thing. Angela did not respond online, and I came on and defended why she didn't have to. Michi do not get paid on this jank. She don't have no. Some people have an image that they're gonna uphold. Period. Some people don't care what anybody thinks about them. That's Michi. Angela's the other. Two opposite ends of a similar spectrum is yours. So Corey didn't make no call. When that video came out, when that wedding picture came out, with the quickness, I was not expecting to go on YouTube last night and see that they was on Woody D's. But he ate him up. He ate him up with the assistance of whomever had put the internet, who had labeled the picture. Because that was never addressed. Except by Corey. Corey said it. I didn't even put the picture online. I was just doing jokes. I was just responding. He kept saying I was just responding to what you were saying. When we get like this, we trying to see what's gonna get under somebody's skin, basically. What can take a jab at your insecurities is what Corey said, because that's what Boyce was doing in here. He was taking jabs. He was just trying to be professional about the jabs he was taking. So now that some jabs got taken that you ain't like I said, you can't tell. I said that on the video. I just told you can't tell nobody how to throw their dagger. Boyce bought that smoke. Corey threw that dagger, and Boyce was like, ugh. Willie, Willie, get your friend. Willie, get your friend. Willie. And Willie was like, why you even got to be in the, why you got to be in the world? You got these folk out here. You got these folk out here believing that. Willie D said when he looked at the picture, the woman didn't even look like she was looking at him. First thing my cousin said is what Corey Holcomb's people said. Groom daddy, Willie Boyce. So, the first things first. I paid attention to body language and unspoken communication because Corey brought the body language for the other video. What I saw in that video, and y'all go check out Willie D and Corey Holcomb and Boyce Watkins. What I saw in that video is Boyce Watkins sitting up like he was just ready the whole time. Like his body language just said something opposite. I can appreciate the de-escalation. I'll keep saying that. I'm going to jump ahead and jump back. I think that the only reason that it was escalated, and Boyce Watkins basically said that towards the end. He can understand if it was somebody random. My opinion of somebody random is the person that labeled it. The person that labeled it was somebody random, but it had no light. It had no light until Corey got hold of it. He said, because you Corey Holcomb. And then went on to say, you know, you and Willie friends and me and Willie friends, so that makes it hard, but you're not random. You brought it to light. Because a little bit of people, whoever labeled it, however many subscribers they have wherever they are, because I don't know where the picture came from, but whoever labeled it, however many subscribers they have, got to see that labeled picture and make their judgment calls on it. Because you said things like, you know, comedians believe in freedom of speech. So are there people out here that don't believe in freedom of speech? Because if you're somebody that don't believe in freedom of speech, that thing will hit you and then you're going to wish you had the freedom to say things. Do I think that things can be thought out more? Yes. Do I think certain things shouldn't be handled on the internet? We're going to talk about that? Yes. But when you put yourself in a public space to do and say what you want to do and say, but then you don't want someone else to do and say anything about what you've done in a public space, you want to hinder somebody else's freedom that you just took. You were free to do and say, but you want to hinder someone's doing and saying. Everybody don't gotta like what you do. Willie D and Bushwick Bill. That's what I believe that the goal of this video was for him. Is to Bushwick Bill on this joint. You know, him and Bushwick Bill on this joint. But then I think I found out that him and Scarface is not on speaking terms right now. I think that's what I was feeling. I'm almost certain. Because they were both telling him that, but him and Boyce and Corey were telling Willie D to reach out to Scarface. So I'm going to say, Willie D, can you reach out to Scarface, please? Just tell him you love him or something. Like, I don't know what happened, but, you know, come on. My mind ain't playing tricks on me. Y'all, it's better than that. I am the one that be walking around telling people to Bushwick Bill and Willie D. So I'm not gonna be walking around saying Scarface and Willie D. I'm gonna need y'all to get it together, please and thank you. um, but to continue, so Corey said a couple of things. Because Willie D wound up calling Corey. When Willie D called Corey, Willie D was calling Corey because now he's feeling in it. Which it started on your page because you ain't want to delete the comment. But now you're feeling in it because Corey has brought this picture to the light and spoke on what somebody else had already spoke on. You see, it was already there. Corey was really, he was like, one says big smile, one says relaxed smile. One says feminine stance, one says masculine stance. Hand on shoulder, hand on small of back. Like somebody was no space, a lot of space. No shoes, shoes. I would have never made that video just... I've not ever known a man to take off his shoes, and I've known a few men to get married. I've never known a man to take off his shoes, and that's not to say that men can't take off their shoes at the wedding. It just threw me for a loop that somebody paid so much attention that they paid attention to the fact that the dude ain't have on no shoes, and I was like totally blown by that. That part more than anything. But that's why I said, I'm like, well, maybe they just danced all night. I know that a woman's feet can start hurting, so maybe he had on some good old new shoes that didn't agree with his feet. It was his wedding day. But yes, that thing labeled really, really good. So Willie D calls, he talks to Corey Holcomb. He says that he wants to, Corey Holcomb was like, well, why don't we take this to your page, make it public, and let's de-escalate this. He said, but it got to be on your page public because he did it public. So Corey says that he is the one that mentioned de-escalating the situation because he was called. The call was made to him. So when Corey gets on Willie D's show, and this is around the 16-minute, 20-second mark, he explains to Willie D how he felt about that call. Body language to me, I'm going to say, for man's sake, I've never seen Corey Holcomb look vulnerable. And he looked vulnerable when he was making this statement to Willie D. Because Willie D is friends with both of them. He did not understand why Willie D did not go to bat for him, basically, is what he's saying. Willie D, have you ever seen me stand in front of you and do anything that you said was, like, not up to par? Willie D said no. He said, I would expect that when I'm not around and somebody's feeling foul about me or what have you, that you would let them know I'm a stand-up guy, basically. Willie D goes to go ask Boyce Watkins, what I tell you, now this they talking about him being a stand-up guy. He goes to ask Boyce Watkins, what I tell you about Corey Holcomb. Boyce Watkins start laughing. What part? Wait, they talking about him being a stand-up guy. So after that, Willie D say, what I say to you about his character, a word for the phrase stand-up guy. Oh, you told me a lot of things. I can't remember one specific thing, but you told me a lot of things. Which means to me, you won't even listen to nothing he was saying. That you was up there and you was ready. One of the first things he said is, I'm a fighter. Like I didn't... my people said that he used to watch Boyce Watkins. I heard several people say they used to watch Boyce Watkins and they no longer do. I'm not telling anybody not to go watch Boyce Watkins. He made it a big thing that he got banned off of Instagram. I want you to go check out anybody that I talk about because I don't never want nobody to think I'm around here trying to just get clout. Just because I already know if I put a name in the title, if I speak about a name, the names get noticed. So, yeah, that was there seemed vulnerability, in my opinion, all over Corey Holcomb. And maybe, just maybe, Yeah, because it was just damn, like, dumb. Um, I'm learning, Lord, y'all, that I have to do better things with my life when I'm when I'm sitting here trying to do better things with my life. But yeah, so he wanted to know you basically why you ain't stick out for me. Lost, sorry. And that's when he said, oh, he also said it sounded like you were taking up for Boyce Watkins. I saw a lot of looking up away from the camera. I saw some things that I'm just saying, but I felt like I saw some things that looked like you were fighting back tears on the internet. Like it made me feel like that was some real stuff because I be out here, suspecting whether any of this stuff be real. Everything seems like a movie. Like if my people was talking about Jocelyn, I was like, I don't be watching Jocelyn. I watch Jocelyn do enough of that foolishness that she's doing out here for likes and views. And I said, to me, Jocelyn is talented. Jocelyn can rap her tail off. To me, but she's not. She ain't get success that way. So she's getting success. Oh, I didn't even go with those verses. I didn't even go with those verses. Oh, I have daughters and they are that age. um, around verse 12, y'all want to go check out Proverbs 13, verse 11 or 12, talking about how you gaining your success. So that is what it is. But yes, he was feeling as though Willie D was taking Boyce Watkins' side, and I'm gonna tell you and I think that I watched body language change at that point as well too, because Boyce Watkins then came up after he made that statement, and you made all that laughter like you don't remember anything good that Willie D told you about this man that you're up here now saying that you want to be able to get along with. And if that's the case, I hope it's the case. I do. I hope it's the case. But all I'm doing is just giving my opinion. He then says, I don't think he was taking up for me. I feel like I saw a spot of body language change in that aspect. And that, I think, was around. That was probably around the 20-something minute mark when he said he didn't think he was taking up for him. In my opinion, that part of the conversation was between Corey Holcomb and Willie D. That part of the conversation had nothing to do with Boyce Watkins. He should have never made a comment off of that in response to that comment. That had nothing to do with him. And then around the 22-minute mark, you'll see where Corey starts talking about his wife being on the internet and him telling her that the internet wasn't a good place. In my opinion, he was trying to talk to Boyce Watkins about his wife. That's my opinion of that conversation that Corey Holcomb was holding with Boyce Watkins. In between the lines, he was trying to talk to Boyce Watkins still about his wife, because I don't care what y'all did at this point. That picture and that video is now out here in a way that you made that's why you, in my opinion, you call Willie D and ask Willie D to intercede at this point, so we can go ahead on and end this here, because yeah, at this point I feel like it went a little far. But people had already made their speculations about it. Now just a larger amount of people make the speculations. Now, if it's something that's not true, y'all know if it's not true. But if it's something that is true, you know, there's people out here telling boys to get out. This is the channel where you cannot find me capping for women. That's where this conversation, their part of the conversation ends. I just ain't there yet. We're gonna get there. But if that's the case, if that's the case, that should be something that you stand on. You can stand on. Unless it feels too embarrassing to you. If she said, okay, we've been friends all these years, I'm just going to go ahead on and accept your proposal. Or if there was a conversation, anything like that. I heard one person, I don't remember what podcast it was, said she got to come up after she had her baby. Like, Boyce Watkins was a come up for her. I don't know. He got who he wanted for the last 25 years. He got who he wanted for the last 25 years, but it just really does not seem reciprocated. It don't seem reciprocated, period. It's not, you can't unsee them pictures in that video. You cannot unsee it. And they talk till they blue in the face, and Willie D can cap for him if he want to too. But you can't unsee that stuff. I do want them to, I'm glad that they de-escalated. But I'm also glad that Corey Holcomb did not backtrack on anything he said. Because even Boyce Watkins said, yeah, when I first met you, I didn't have a good vibe and I should have said something. You should have. Because you still wouldn't be here if you would have said something then. You wouldn't be here. If you would have called him instead of made that post on Willie D's page, we wouldn't be here. But now, because some people think that you just wanted to make the post because you wanted clout. Now, because you wanted clout, your marriage is online in a major way. You got clout, buddy. Sips, Stella. You got clout, buddy. So, he talks about the internet at around 26. That's not a 5, that was a 2. I can't stand this. Okay, I'm not gonna say that no more, Lord. 2. He also said that he felt like, Corey Holcomb felt like Willie D felt violated by the picture. Willie D was saying, the way Willie D was talking about it, the way he made reference to the picture is not the way Corey Holcomb was putting the picture out there. Corey Holcomb wasn't putting the picture out there as if Willie D was trying to get at the woman. Corey Holcomb put the picture out there as if the woman, what everybody said, she looked like she is mesmerized. She look like she is mesmerized by that man. Like, somebody said she looked like she said, I chose the wrong one. I'm just saying. And then said that he was just telling the joke, and that was the moment of the joke. That's why I still ask who put the picture out there with the joke. Like, who put the picture out there? Took the picture and called her in the joke. It didn't even look like they were laughing. She just was looking like, oh, Willie D. They put my hand on smile of your bike, Willie D. And even in the, because, look, I only started looking at body language because they were talking about body language the whole time. So when they talked about the hand around the shoulder and the other hand around the small of Willie D's back, these are Alicia's hands. Hand around the shoulder, or around the top of Boyce Watkins' shoulder, small of Willie D's back. In the engagement, there is a point where he had his hand, Boyce had his hand around the small of her back, and she still had hers up there on his shoulder somewhere. I don't know if that's just her spot, or if, if that's just how she rolled with her Boise. I don't know. Um, Willie D just was like, "Why you bring me into it?" And Corey Holcomb was like, "Cause you was in it, man. It was on your page. It was on your page." And then he didn't say that, but how can he not bring him in it when he got that picture? How could you not? Cause that's what he was talking about. That's what he didn't care about the on my page. He was like, "Why you bring me in it?" Because of that picture. Cause that's when he got involved. Willie D said he was staying out of it. Remember, he didn't want to censor. He said, "Why me?" He was talking about that picture. Okay. It's around the 26 minute mark where Boyce makes reference to Corey not being a random person, but being Corey Holcomb. Basically, you're not a little nobody. You're not the little nobody that labeled the picture and put it and noticed all of this stuff. You are the big, in Boyce's mind, hey, I'm just speaking what I believe Boyce was thinking. You are the big nobody that put it out here for everybody to see because you got a lot of followers. Because that all of what I got from Boyce Watkins' response to him was he's beneath him. I know how Boyce Watkins feels about people he feel like, he said Corey's a street dude. Boyce Watkins don't really do the street dudes. Willie D not in the streets no more. I ain't saying he won't do a dude that got a pass. He don't do the street dudes, and that's his choice. But you can't judge somebody based on you don't know what Corey Holcomb is like inside of the comfort of his own home, because that is his job and has always been his job to make jokes. You just don't understand that when he made jokes to a situation that could have been because somebody else could have took it to a whole nother place. He took it to a comedic place, even though, my thought process is you was salty. I just believe that the call went down like, Willie, can you get your boy? Corey, why you put that picture out there with me in that? Why you do that, man? Man, I know that she is standing close to me. Man, my homeboy done came and told me that she looked like. You can't tell me that Willie D, you talking about something that woman don't even look like you. You cannot tell me that Willie D don't know that woman was standing extra close. It felt like uncomfortably close. Uncomfortably close. Am I putting the other syllable in there? I don't know. So, last thing that Corey said, because Corey always talk about the vicious. He is always subject to be talking about the vicious. But you can't negate when somebody is telling the truth. Around the 51-minute mark, we must discuss the deficiencies with the ladies. Since we've been scared away from speaking about it. He said, no, not scared away. We've been cowardice about speaking about it. And anybody that been on this platform know that I was sent in a Kevin Samuels type of fashion. I think that my attraction to people like Tasha K and Angela Stanton are because they're conservative. And I've told my daughters, and they're like, they don't know it sometimes. I have a conservative viewpoint on some things, and I can't knock anybody for what they do with their life. I won't knock anybody, but I do have the right to speak on how I feel about things. And even if I, because I said on the other video, yes, I understand marriage is enterprise, and you just a business in a sense. It's a contract. Anytime it's a contract, it's a business, but it's still there's sanctity there. And if you just marry for the sole purpose of business, that could have been made known. But baby, that body language ain't gonna change to me. I don't think it's gonna change to the majority of the people out there that got a little bit of sense. I ain't saying the majority of the people, but the majority of the people probably agree with. But what do we say about the deficiencies of women? Because that's y'all hear me come on this guy talked about Amber Heard. Look, I done ran down the line before. I done ran down the line, I think, since I've been in here. People want to come on and do what they want to do. Don't want you, Sukiyana. You want to come on and eat niggas' ass? Don't want nobody to talk about it. You want everybody to agree with it? It's people that do it that don't have to agree with it. Just like I said about a 90-day guy. And Tasha K said the same thing. Take your freaky. Everybody said it. Did not Jigga Man say it? So many people. A lady in the streets, but a freak in the sheets. You is meshing the two. You meshing the two, baby. It's a lot of meshing of the two going on. It's a lot of throwing your weight around going on. Hey, what about Kiki again? I saw the first again yesterday. I saw the first video of somebody that looks like they're closer to Kiki's age. Because even the people, I haven't even talked to my babies about it. I was talking to my cousin about it. And every woman that I have talked to is totally Team Kiki. I told my cousin yesterday, we're not going to walk away from this. We're not going to walk away from this. Him coming online, it was embarrassing. And everybody know, anybody that got good sense know that it was less about the clothes, because we all know that he posts her in her clothes. It was less about the clothes and more about her being up on Usher that way. People said, I was watching, podcast tonight. I watched Corey Holcomb podcast. His peoples that was there, that weren't there last week, still talked about that video. Let me go back right quick. Still talked about that video. And Corey came on the podcast trying to talk like how everything in it had been de-escalated. And he still came on his podcast. And his podcast, it is what it is. That video say what that video say. But we wasn't there. Where was we? Oh, but I mean, like, I don't know where I was. I really lost my train of thought because I'm really, really tired. But my whole thing, Kiki. So y'all been together for 3 years. Because it took my cousin, when I called her, when me and her was talking about what was going on, and she was like, she was Team Kiki. Well, it was breakup worthy that he came up there in his emotions. We get to be in our emotions all the time. We don't want him to cheat. We don't want him to be in the emotions. We want to have a Stepford man and let us be however so emotional we are, however so prideful we are, however so big-headed we are, boastful we are, masculine we are. We just want all of that to be accepted. And they get no leeway to make any kind of mistakes. Because you broke up with him because he came online and called you out. Inevitably. And so my cousin said, no, she was saying he won't doing this part when he stopped doing this part. She was saying something about him used to be a model or something. I don't know what he used to be. When he stopped doing this part. Because if he stopped doing this part in the beginning of that relationship, anytime before she got pregnant, she knew it before she got pregnant. So she knew it before she got pregnant. She damn sure knew it before she went online and sung Let It Burn. That's so mature. Everybody want to be grown. Everybody want to be an adult. But you felt the need to go online to sing Let It Burn to break up with your boyfriend of 3 years. And everybody's going, people want to start talking about his sexuality. I don't know anything about his sexuality. I don't know if she knows anything about his sexuality. There's been statements about his sexuality, but if she did know about his sexuality, she knew about that for 3 years too, I believe. But you dang sure knew if he was pulling his weight or not. You knew when you got him that he was in a lesser financial bracket than you. It just felt like a lot of, I could do this by myself, and let me let you know. That attitude, I'm tending to believe that some of these women I'm hearing wanting some of these high values out here later on in life possibly had attitudes like that earlier on in life. You see, I'm referencing nothing to the effect of the statement about the mom or anything like that. That's neither here nor there, because it's not about the dress to me. I've been saying that it's not about the dress to me. So I'm going to, my desire is to read more up on that. Because, look, guess what? Clock was right again. I totally agree with Corey Holcomb. I am seeing a whole lot of women getting to do things and stuff. At this point, and like I said, going backwards to Carlisha Hood, nobody, I never like to see people lose their lives. You have to think about things like that. But if there were a video from beginning to end of that, I would love to see it, to see what exactly went down. Because I've heard people talking about her having to, having the concealed carry permit, and you're supposedly not to leave the scene when you do that. And she left the scene, so there were procedures that she did not adhere to. My whole thing is that we have a balanced viewpoint, because when I began to tell my daughter about this story, because I felt for Corey Holcomb when I watched what I believed to be the body language when he was telling Willie D, he felt like, you took up for Boyce Watkins and I'm supposed to be your friend and you wasn't supposed to do that. Even if he didn't say anything on Corey Holcomb's behalf, he should not have called him and made him feel like he was to blame, because he wasn't to blame. There was no, I don't give a damn about that picture. There was no part of him that was to blame. Boyce Watkins was totally responsible for his adult actions, and he got exactly what he was looking for. So that part. But one thing for sure and two things for certain, it's a lot of mess going out here with women. It's a lot of mess going on out here with women that I see when I get to talking to other women. I have a different vantage point a lot of times, especially when it's my daughter and my cousin, because they're younger. They're in their 30s. My baby girl is 28. And I believe that I have balanced my brain. Lord knows that I have moved. God gave me those young ladies so that this brain would know how to be balanced. But at the same damn time, I is who I is. I'll be who I'll be. And the God had told me step on some toes. And I've been said it was stepping on toes time, but I believe that the fact that I just agreed with Corey Holcomb about the bitches. Woo, buddy. Hello, beautiful. It is always going to be my desire to be the best me that I can be. So when I come up here and I speak, it's first going to be talking to me. For me to be the best me that I can be. If in anything that you hear me speaking to me or when you hear me on this platform, you feel like you can use beautiful, even if it feels like a fight, grab onto that thing. If it's something that needs to be written down, write it down. Take it on that journey with you. But beautiful, if your desire is for people to cater to your every whim, your every emotion, you are in for a rude awakening. And I don't like rude awakenings. Sylvie just wants you to be wanting to be the best you. Because that other you will learn that part is no bueno, baby. Sylvie love you. And I am out.